Hey, shalom, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another episode of My Take with Rosh Ya'acob. If this is your first time on this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Promise to make this a great show for you. For those of y'all who don't know me, my name is Rosh Ya'acob ben Abraham. I'm Rabbi at Gethsemane Spiritual Temple Congregation. And on this show, we discuss different things that's happening in the community, different things that's happening in real life. And we look at everything based off of a Torah perspective. So we try to look at all those things and base them off a Torah perspective. As you know, today is Wednesday, and on Wednesday we have our questions and answers. And as y'all seen from the screen, we're going to try to continue where we left off at last week. But it's just one thing. I got to get into some things that's happening in the community. I was trying to avoid it. I didn't want to talk about it. But I felt like I'm doing a disservice by not talking about it. And I'm like, no, I gotta at least say something, at least give some kind of take on it. So I'm going to try to be brief with it, try to go through some different aspects of it and be brief with the subject so we can get back to the main videos that we're supposed to be looking at, which is dealing with our two brothers that you've seen on the screen. So we just want to get all that together so that we can be ready. Now, y'all see me, I got the AOC on, you know what I mean? The Art of Clothing is in the building, Brother Alex. I got the nice grooming, got my skin looking nice and oiled and moisturized. Sister Linda doing that thing with the SGG, Simply Gorgeous Glow. She got all the stuff that you could want, all the stuff that you can need. So you got all those different things going on. And yeah, I appreciate everything that she is doing. I got all her information in the description. So if you want to see her information, it is in the description. Her and the Art of Clothing. All that stuff is in the description. They are doing a great work. They're trying to help spread Torah knowledge. They're trying to help fund and spread Torah knowledge. So we appreciate our sponsors, each and every one of them. And like I said, I want to get into the Smart Christians channel and the Faith Community Virtual, and really get into these different channels because they brought up some good subjects that I felt was really important questions for the community. And I didn't really get to go into it last week. As you know, last week, we was trying to get into different things with it. And I don't know, last week, it was just different things going on with it last week. And I don't know, I just got caught up with different things. So as you see here, I'm trying to get through it, trying to really get this understanding and these different things in it. And it just wasn't going the way that I wanted it to go. But this week we're going to touch back on where we left off at, because I know y'all probably felt like it was a breath. Like I kind of rushed through everything trying to get to the end, and I don't want it to be that way. So tonight we're going to make it through, and we're going to knock this out, and we're going to really tackle these subjects. But before we tackle these subjects, we're going to hear a word from our sponsor. Then we're going to jump into something that's going on in the community, and go from there. So again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that we can help spread this Torah knowledge. It takes nothing to like something. It takes nothing to share it. And it takes nothing to subscribe to it. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you to donate to a cash app. I'm not asking you any of those things. I'm just asking you to click a button. It can't be that hard to click a button. The more buttons you click, the more this can get spread out, because the more YouTubers say, oh, people really do want to hear this. Oh, people are concerned about what he's talking about. And that's how the Torah knowledge will get spread. So please, 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 people, just like, share, and subscribe the videos. All right, now before we get into this, we're going to hear a word from our sponsor, the Art of Clothing. You're free to be different. Art of Clothing in the building. All right, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in to My Take with Rosh Ya'acob. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. All of those things help the AI know to make this video more accessible to more people. And I appreciate all of you so far that have done that. And it's helping to spread this Torah knowledge. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so now let's get into it. Now, this is something going on right now within the Hebrew community. And as y'all know, in the community, it's been going on for a while. And I've been kind of avoiding it. For different reasons, as I'm going to explain. But I felt like, okay, people might say, well, how you talking about you speaking on this, you speaking on that? But when something happened with you Hebrews, something happened with you Israelites, something happened with you West African Jews, then you silence of the lambs. You don't got nothing to say. So I don't want to be silence of the lambs. I want to really get this out and just deal with this, because I feel like this is a real touchy issue. You know, I'm not a part of any camp, so I really don't know how camp affairs go, but I do know how things should happen in the Hebraic world and in our community as a whole. And since we talked about uniting everyone, which includes the camps, you know, want to unite all of us. Anaki Yisrael, Ani Yisrael, I am Yisrael, right? Want to unite all of us together, because I feel like it's time. So in wanting to do this, you got to deal with issues like this, even if you don't want to. And this is a touchy issue, right? So I found a couple of clips that kind of explain to those of y'all who may don't know what's going on, that kind of explain to it, or explain about it, and then I'm going to get into my take on the whole issue as a whole, and then we can get back to where we was at. All right, so here we go. And this is a brother from the Great Milestone.
Hey, Shalom, Akim, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak, double honor to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the sincere Akim out there of the hopeful elect. All right? As far as... I
pronounced it wrong. I said Milestone, the Great Millstone. My apologies to the brother. All right, so let's get into it.
Touching the Sakari camp, okay? Grla Hebrew finally got his ass dealt with, man. You know.
So we see that is animosity amongst the camps. We see that. I'm not sure if he was originally affiliated with them and something happened to make him and his group break off, because that's normally what happened with the camps. They become splinter groups and break off, and then another splinter group will happen, and then you got a whole bunch of camps, and everybody banging, for lack of better words, for their camp, or riding for their camp, and saying, my camp is the camp you should listen to. Which I feel like, okay, if you got a sect, I mean, because we can look at that. The apostles, the 12 apostles had different camps. They wasn't all a part of Apostle Shaul had people that followed him. Ya'acob, Hatasedek had people that followed him. Kepha had people that followed him, right? Once they branched out, the whole thing was to get the knowledge to spread. So if they just stayed together in one unit, the knowledge wouldn't spread. So the whole thing was to branch out. Now the leadership came back together and still fellowshipped with each other. So Kepha, Ya'acob, Yachanan, Shaul, all them brethren would come together and have meetings and discuss the affairs of the way, or HaDarech, the way, right? They would have affairs and meetings about that, but at the same time, they still had their own individual things that they was teaching and things that they was doing, right? And we see that with the text, which is why some people get confused and try to say it contradicts itself when it doesn't, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. You know, it can be different camps. The camps can all survive on their own merits and still function with leadership coming together and talking. But the problem is, because we're in a diaspora, our enemy wants us to be divided. He don't want us to come together. So they strategically have people planted in different organizations to say, look at them, don't pay them no attention. Yeah, look at them over there. Oh, they're against you. Oh, look at them over there, right? So they got all these people making you be against each other, when the whole time we brothers, right? But I digress.
No, got exposed. And basically his own tongue fell on himself. All right. You know, certain things that he admitted to. Okay. But that nigga never had wisdom. He was uplifted with pride, super proud. Okay. To the point where he didn't even acknowledge Yahweh as being one to worship. All right. And then when it comes to the men who taught him, the apostles of Great Millstone, this nigga was highly disrespectful, man.
All right, so now we see where this is coming from. So I suspected that. So the brother came from the Great Millstone. He was taught by them, and then he up and left, and they started a whole new organization. And of course, that leaves a sour taste in anyone's mouth. But they could look at it and say, hey, you know, if he not against us, he's for us, right? I don't know, but I say that we see the rockiness right here. There's no love lost with this brother and them. He felt like it was already false teachings going on anyway, and now its time has come and it's been revealed to the world. Now, but we're going to think, how was this revealed to the world? Is this something that should have been revealed to the world in the manner that it was revealed to the world? How was this revealed to the world, right? Let's keep going.
Always been disrespectful to the apostles of Great Millstone, man. All right? Who taught him, who clearly the Lord is dealing with, these men that remain diligent since they came into truth. And we talking about some decades back, at least 3-4 decades, man. Okay? But Grla Hebrew.
And he right. I have heard of Great Millstone from my youth coming up in this, and I've heard of them when I first started hearing the camps, and they was one of the first camps that I heard of before these. So I'm thinking, did all the other camps come out of them as well? That, I guess that's a vocab question, because like I said, I really don't know much about the camps.
Hebrew had to get humiliated, man, because he was uplifted with pride. And that's what that was all about, you know? Him him being proud, all right, and lofty, okay? The Most High had to humble that nigga, man. You know? So, you know, if you into the freak shit, which we know you are because, you know, we seen the Passover you had when you was at the damn strip club. So we know you into all kind of freaky endeavors.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look. I remember that. And brothers there was trying to expose and say crazy stuff about the brethren for that. I remember that.
Right? But the shit just had to get exposed. Okay? Now, as far as the pagan thing goes, that's pure homosexuality, man. That's being a goddamn sodomite, man. If you really are indulging in shit like that, because you didn't admit it, you know. But it was you know, some text messages being texted back and forth and whatnot, and he said someone purchased it. He didn't say who.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to it, because I guess how he's looking at it. So what happens is, because I don't think I was trying to find something that would explain or at least around what happened. But most of y'all who've been listening or following this, y'all already got an idea. What happened is, brother Grla Hebrew was going through a situation with his Isha, with his wife, and apparently he gave her a get and sent her forth from his house. In other words, he was divorcing her. He was sending her away from his home, and she decided that I'm gonna get revenge on you. I know things about you. You're not who these guys think you are. And she tried to expose him of some sodomy and also trying to do certain things with her with other people. Which you're going to hear brothers allude to the different things, right? He's saying, of course, that that's not true. And this is what the brother is speaking on right here. Now, the only problem with all of this, and you're going to hear me say this throughout this time, is this was all based off of LaShon, HaRa. This is all based off LaShon, HaRa. So I'm not defending anything. That's not what I'm attempting to do. But I just want us to just think this is all based off of LaShon, HaRa. Even if it's true, it's still based off LaShon, HaRa. You might be like, what you mean it's based off LaShon, HaRa? The idea of LaShon, HaRa is this. You can't go around being a talebearer amongst your people. If you go around being a talebearer amongst your people, then you are speaking LaShon, HaRa. Now, the only time you can deal with LaShon, HaRa is when you're trying to expose something about it, or you're trying to have a lesson on it, or you're trying to teach others not to partake of this type of behavior. But as we're going to see, this type of LaShon, HaRa is going to rock a community. A community is being rocked right now. That's what's happening right now. So it's bigger than just him. The community is being rocked. There's a lot of things going on because people are upset. Now, I'm going to have his link to this video in the description if you want to watch more of what our brother is saying right here. I'm going to have the link to it in the description so you'll be able to see it and see what the brother is saying. You know, because this is deep. Now, this sparks a lot of things. A lot of things, right? And there's a lot of people at play here. So if y'all aren't a part of camps like me, y'all might be thinking the same thing, like, okay, well, how you put this together? So I'm just doing some investigative skills, trying to piece it together. But I just want y'all to remember about LaShon, HaRa. And then I'm going to go in before I go to the next segment and explain exactly what I mean by LaShon HaRa. Because a lot of people get confused when you talk about LaShon HaRa and don't really understand what it is. But we're going to go there. All right, so next we're going to bring up this clip right here. And we got priest Hakah and Hassad. They are from Genesis, and then they were formerly part of Sakari as well. And they left Sakari for whatever reason. And it seemed like, again, camps splitting up. It seemed like it's bad blood somewhere. But then it's like they said ain't bad blood. But again, you see how this is stirring up division within our community. This is a time I feel like we're supposed to be reconciling. We're supposed to be coming together. And there's a lot of stuff happening to keep us apart. A lot of stuff happening to keep us apart, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this with these brothers, and we're going to see what they gotta say.
That's all I'm saying. My bad.
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, happy is not the word for it, but respect that he did admit that maybe the physical act didn't happen, but he fantasized about the physical act happening. I want to play this video though.
So now, so they talked about what we just got finished talking about, and now they are, again, this is part of how LaShon HaRa works, right? Now is the gossip is being spread that he may have fantasized about doing something that was sodomy. And it's like, I don't even want to think that the brother would have fantasized about something like that, you know. But what happens is once you hear it, then you listen, and this person spread it, and that person spread it, and it basically ruins you.
To talk about just a couple things that he said, just to clear up some stuff. This is not going to be a long video, but I want you guys to understand the seriousness of what is going on in the Israelite community today. So Hassad, anything you got?
Yeah. Do you have the timestamp real quick of are we going to play the part where he said basically it looks like as if we just tried to wait for the perfect opportunity to take him down? No, if not, I mean, if not,
I think so. I think so, because that has to be addressed as well.
Okay.
Because this isn't funny. This isn't a national holy day. I know for some camps, they're happy that Al-Azhar has gone down or stepping down, or that he was exposed, or that all this came out. We're not happy about it because of the effect it's going to have on the sheep of God.
See, and Priest Hakah is right? This brother is on point. I've been saying different stuff from him lately, and I like his growth, and he right. Like, think about this. This is not good for the community. LaShon HaRa is not good for the community at all.
That Al-Azhar has gone down or stepping down, or that he was exposed, or that all this came out. We're not happy about it because of the effect it's going to have on the sheep of God. Yeah. Right. But let me get my water. 1 second. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys. I was talking to a brother about it today. If not only would I wish that none of this was true, that none of this happened, I wish I didn't. I mean, well, all things considered, all things work for the good of those who love God, and so me getting removed from the organization is what it was what it was.
No, God saved our life.
Yeah,
God saved our lives when we left when I left and Hassad was removed 8 months ago, and I left predicated on what happened with him, which in the future he might go into. God saved our lives. But
all right. So again, even though he's talking about the different effects that this is having on the community, it's still shots being taken.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, especially towards the end.
There's still shots being taken about what's going on with the community. And we're going to see even within this, it was shots that was being taken. I think I actually was up further than this, and I kind of hit it back a little bit. I believe it was on, I think it was about right here where it was at first, and I think I hit it back a little bit. So let me come back up to here.
This aside, you can share your screen, and then let's just start at verse 37 again. The elder told us if there's no proof, if they don't produce, see, Ariala and Hassad, they brought the proof. Now they may have not understood the context, but they brought the proof, and he admitted that these text messages that Ariala and Hassad brought out are not AI; they are from him.
Now again, this is what I mean when I'm talking about LaShon HaRa. None of this should be on a public sphere. This is something that's supposed to be handled amongst dead people. If it's a tribal business, then that tribe or that camp is supposed to deal with it. That's what should happen. That camp is dealing with this issue. That camp says this is what's going on, that's what's going on. The camp is dealing with the issue, right? It shouldn't be an issue where everybody is now privy to what's going on. All the tribes are now a part of it. It should just be something where it's that camp dealing with the issue of what's going on with it. No, it shouldn't be something where everybody is a privy to what's happening. You get what I'm saying? It should only be that camp.
He admitted that. You guys will see it. So the elder informed us, the nation is watching. If he doesn't produce any proof, just let it go. We don't want to fight. But I just want to show y'all an example of this. Go ahead.
Right. Let's go to the book of John. Let's go to the book of John. 7:24. Right. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. That's important. Judge not according to appearance and judge righteous judgment. I know this shit looks crazy. I understand it. And the fuck looks crazy. I know that it is crazy.
Hold on, pause it real quick. Pause it real quick. For those of you saying go to the elders, I went to the elders before. I went to the elders.
So this is the thing where everybody trying to figure out how do you deal with a situation like this, right? Number one, when you talk about going to the elder, that's when you got art against your brother. That's what the Mashiach was talking about. You got art against your brother. You first go to your brother and try to talk to your brother and say, hey, bro, got this situation going on. Then, if he doesn't hear you, then you take him with the elders and you try to talk to him and say, hey, bro, this is going on, that's going on. Then, if he doesn't hear them, well, matter of fact, let's see how that's supposed to go. So we're gonna look at that right now. So again, if you like the content, you like what you hand thus far, please like, share, and subscribe. We now about to go into some biblical texts. I'm running out of time, so I might don't even get to deal with the brothers that I wanted to deal with. I wanted to really deal with them brothers and deal with the subjects that was going on with that, but it don't look like I'm going to be able to deal with them today because I'm still talking about this. But I felt like this was important and I had to really deal with it. You have art with your brother. All right. So That is Micaiah or Matthew 18. So you want to do that. Let me put it in there. So Micaiah or Matthew 18. So let me open that up so you guys can see. So I'm going to open this up right here. Open up that. 18 verse 15. Look at what it says. See, this isn't dealing with a situation of somebody exposing somebody with LaShon HaRa. Somebody saying, hey, this person did this. I'm going to expose them, right? Which is what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with a situation where a brother is being exposed, right? This isn't dealing with that. This is dealing with somebody sinned against you, right? They did something against you. And this is what the Mashiach is talking about. So look at what he says. Moreover, if your brother sins against you, right? He sins against you. So this is not about something that's going on with him and his wife in the bedroom, and I want to expose them on it, and now I got to go to the elders and figure this, that, and out. That's not what the Mashiach is talking about, right? It says, moreover, if your brother sins against you, go tell him his fault between you and him alone. That's what you do at first. Notice, you didn't bring everybody into it. You didn't get online and say, hey, everybody, he did this to me. Hey, everybody, look at what he did to me. I'm exposing him. No, it says, and it's not even dealing with exposing, because that's something, that situation right there is something between him and his wife, or soon to be ex-wife, right? That's a situation dealing with them. That don't got nothing to do with us. It only became an issue with us with LaShon HaRa, where it was exposed. She exposed it to the right person, who then exposed it to the world. And now the whole Hebrew community has a bad eye on it because a revengeful woman exposed something because she wanted revenge, right? So this is what we're dealing with. So look at what it says. Check this out. Moreover, if your brother sins against you, go tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he hears you, you gained your brother. But if he will not hear, take with you one or two more, that by 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. So now you take witnesses with you. You take people to help substantiate your conversation and then what you're doing and you talking. But it's still not exposing it to everybody. And it's still dealing with something that the brother did to you. Not something he did in his personal life, but something he did to you. Look at what it says after that. And if he refuses to hear them, so you bring them, he refuses to hear them, tell it to the congregation. So now you take it to the congregation, but it's still your congregation. It don't say tell it to the world so the Greeks would know and the Romans would know and the Egyptians would know and all these other people would know. This is an internal stuff that we ought to deal with each other. So it gives us how you break it down. And again, this is something that he did to him. So it's still not even dealing with the situation at hand. But if we tried to equate it to this, it says, did you tell it to the congregation? But if he refused to even hear the congregation, then you let him go free. But the whole point is you want this brother to redeem himself for what he did to you. Right? So that's the whole situation in this, dealing with what he did to you. So as we see, that don't have anything to pretty much do with what we're talking about right here, but in a way it does, but in a way it doesn't. If we being specific, it doesn't, because specifically what we're dealing with is a sin that he may or may have not committed with his wife. Not something that he did. It's not dealing with something he did to Priest HaCop. This is not dealing with something he did to Hassad. This is not dealing with something he did to Great Millstone. This is dealing with something he did in his personal life with his wife. And she could have brought him forth and tried to tell him, no, honey, I can't do that. That's wrong. And then if he tried to force her to do it, then she could have brought him before, took some witness and said, can you please let him know this wrong and I can't do this? And then it gets exposed out to the greater part, right? But not beforehand. Not beforehand. And like he was saying, and when it talks about the congregation, is mainly dealing with the leadership of the elders of that congregation that it gets exposed to. Not everybody. Well, let's continue. How much time I got left? I got a little time left. Let's see where we can go with this.
And they painted it, not my elders. I went to a particular elder and they was like, the sentiment was, can't do nothing. What do you want me to do? So we did that. Keep going.
I understand it's crazy. It's something that I'm certainly ashamed of, regrettable, but it's not what you think it is, right? Let's go here. So I was sent the initial video of Ariella, first thing in the morning, by Ariella himself, right? So let's go to Exodus 23 and say, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. Neither shalt thou my fault. Not in the 3, my bad. I need to start right here, 23:1. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. And that's a lot of what's going on here. So I was sent the video initially, and it was called Grla Hebrew is a cuck that likes to get pegged. Both of those things are goddamn lies. I've never been cucked.
Pause it.
I don't like to get pegged.
Yeah.
I understand that you could say that those are lies, but the text message proof would paint the picture that it is true. Now he says that, oh, they were just.
That's the only thing. See, now we hold it up to a court of judgment about something that is not even. Look how the brother said. The brother said, oh, I hear him say it's lies, but we got the text message. So it's sort of like, I hear him, but hey, we going to go with this anyway. Right? I hear what he said, but we going to go with this anyway.
Just playing. But if somebody just seen that text thread, they would come to that conclusion. So I could see why, you know, the brother Ariella would have took it that way. Keep going.
But even though the brother Ariel took it that way, again, this LaShon HaRa. This is not something that everybody's supposed to know or even be talking about. This is something that he should have dealt with amongst his people. This is Sakari business that Sakari should have dealt with once this was brought out. All we should have heard was Grla Hebrew stepped down. He could have said it was different things that was going on with much regret. I'm stepping down. You know, I'm going to get stuff together. I had stuff going on in my life that painted me in a bad light, and I got to get it together. He could have left it at that. None of us would have knew what was going on. None of us would have had a clue this wouldn't even be no big subject to be talked about. But the way the brother did it to him exposed it. You know, and this is where we are today. Now, I got their video in the description. I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to have time to look at all of the videos. I think I'm going to look at a little more, and then I'm going to go from there. Let me see.
And it does kind of be like, you know what? I'm not even going to say nothing, because this ain't, let's stomp him out and get every point that might be contradictory. I'm not doing that. Go ahead.
Yeah, see, and they got history. So it could be some bad blood there or whatever, but they got a history that they're dealing with as well. So we got to keep all of that stuff in motion and in understanding as we do this. All right, so now I'm going to come out because I want to explain something to y'all about LaShon HaRa. I keep saying LaShon HaRa, and I know y'all like, why you keep saying LaShon HaRa? Like, why you keep saying this is LaShon HaRa, right? And I want to show y'all a classic case of LaShon HaRa. Right. All right. So first, let's get a working definition of LaShon HaRa. So we can see this working definition. And I'm going to pull up the scripture while I'm doing that so you can see how this actually works within the community, this idea of LaShon HaRa. Right? I want y'all to see. Because it's dealing with Moshe. And this is something that's dealt with Moshe, right? You can go to the book of Shemot or Exodus. And I believe is chapter... well, let me let y'all see what I'm looking at. I know y'all like, what is he looking at right now? I'm trying to hurry up because I'm running out of time. Only got 20 minutes left. So I'm not even going to get to the stuff that I wanted to get to with y'all. Well, really, I got less than 20 minutes left. So we're going to try to get this done. Where was I at? Okay, here we go. So going through this with Moshe, I believe is in chapter 3. No, so it's in this chapter. It's in chapter, so it's still in chapter 1. Here we go. Yep. So it's chapter 2. So Shemot, chapter 2, verse 11. But before I go to that, I want to give us a working definition of LaShon HaRa. And this is coming from my Jewish learning. And we want to talk about LaShon HaRa. LaShon HaRa literally means evil speech. So I want y'all to get this. All right. So it refers to various types of language prohibited by halakha. Colloquially, the term is used to refer to all manner of prohibited speech, whether true or not. So it don't matter if it's true or not. LaShon HaRa is LaShon HaRa. And I'm going to give you an example that most look at whenever we look at Torah text, we look at to see what is LaShon HaRa. Right? It says different kinds of forbidden speech are all LaShon HaRa. So it doesn't matter if they're true or not. It's sometimes translated as malicious gossip, but technically LaShon HaRa refers to true speech that is damaging to the subject. So a lot of times it's dealing with stuff that's true, but it's damaging. So what do you mean by that? Different kind of forbidden speech. They are all LaShon HaRa. There are 3 primary categories of problematic speech in Judaism. The most general is rikulut or gossip. Rikulut isn't necessarily negative. Maimonides, or the Rambam, describes gossip as simply going around telling people what other people have said or done. So going around telling people what other people said, so-and-so said this, so-and-so done that. Even though it might not really seem like it's going to cause any harm, that's still LaShon HaRa. You still gossiping, right? It didn't hear from me, but so-and-so did X, Y, Z, right? Negative speech that is false in Hebrew is called motzi shem ra. Literally gives a bad name. All right? Motzi shem ra. Or more commonly, slander or defamation. So we know about that, right? Finally, there is LaShon HaRa, which technically refers to speech that causes harm, like saying someone is a bad driver or broke the law, right? So listen to this. Saying somebody is a bad driver or broke the law, right? The statement might be true, but speaking it will hurt the person about whom it is said. So it might be true, but when you speak it, it may hurt the person to whom it's said, right? Maimonides describes it as any statement that is spread from one person to another would damage someone's body or their property, or even annoy or frighten them, right? And this comes from Mishneh Torah. Although LaShon HaRa technically refers only to true speech that is harmful and not malicious lies or harmless gossip, in practice, it has colloquially come to compass all three. Now, it is times where you have to speak LaShon HaRa for different purposes. You know, it's a guy named Chafetz Chaim, and he wrote a whole book dealing with LaShon HaRa. The little book's real small, but the book is packed with all kind of information. It lets you know how to maneuver through, because in this world, we hear LaShon HaRa all the time. So what do you do when you hear LaShon HaRa? Well, you do stuff like I do that make people mad, right? I say, well, maybe they did it for this reason, and maybe it was because of that. People don't like when you do that. Why you gotta say that? They just want you to ride with LaShon HaRa. But when you start bringing up valid reasons why a person may have done or acted the way they act, that's your way to fight against LaShon HaRa. So it shows you techniques and stuff like that. So I done got so adept at doing it, I do it without thinking. Just come up with, well, maybe this happened, maybe that happened. And people don't like when you do that. They be like, you always take it up for people. You always this, that, and the other. But let me go back. Let me go to the text, though. This is what happened. Look, it says, sometime, and we in Shemot chapter 2, verse 11. Sometime after that, when Moshe had grown up, he went out to his kinfolks and witnessed their labors. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his kinsmen. So he saw this Egyptian beating his Hebrew, one of his brethren, and watch what he does. He turned this way and he turned that way. So he looked this way, looked that. Otherwise, he looking to see if the coast is clear, if no one's watching. Once he realized no one's watching, he turned this way and that, and saying that no one was about, he struck down the Egyptian and hit him in the sand. So he struck him or he slew him. The Egyptian was dead. He hit him in the sand. Now, when he went out the next day, he found two Hebrews fighting. Now, this seems to be one of the ones he just saved from getting beat to death by the Egyptian, the wicked one, right? It says that when he went out the next day, he found two Hebrews fighting. So he said to the offender, to the one that was striking his brother, why do you strike your fellow? Or why are you striking your brother, right? He retorted, who made you a ruler over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian? Right? So he put the word out. No one knew. This was just amongst him that he saved this guy. And what did this guy do? This guy turns around and says, you gonna kill me like you killed the Egyptian? Right? It says Moshe was frightened and thought, the matter is known. The matter is known. Right? This is one of the great classic versions of LaShon HaRa. And I think Rashi is going to speak against it, right? I think he's going to speak on it. He might don't. Look at what it says. It says, and Moshe feared, explaining in little since he was afraid of Pharaoh. A midrashic explanation is that he felt distress because he saw that there were wicked men amongst the Israelites, common informers, right? Wicked men, common informers. That means people that's going to go around telling. You got informants, you got snitches that's going to tell. He said, since this is Mata, perhaps they are not worthy to be delivered from bondage, right? Because this is LaShon HaRa. Right? Surely the thing is known. Explain it in its literal sense. The fact that I've killed the Egyptian is known. A midrashic explanation is now there is known to me the matter about which I've been puzzled. How is Israel sin more than all the 70 nations, that they should be oppressed by this crushing servitude? But now I see they deserve this. Why? Because they are tale-bearing amongst their people. Speaking LaShon HaRa is very dangerous. It is not something that should be done. It is very dangerous and it's not something that should be done. So that's why when I'm looking at this situation, I felt like this was LaShon HaRa. That's what this was. This was a classic case of LaShon HaRa. So now we're going to try. I only got literally 9 minutes left. Just running out of time. Sorry, guys, on this timetable tonight. But I'm definitely going to come back and maybe deal with this some more and the other stuff. Dealing with the different things that's going on within the community. Let me see. So if you like what we talked about thus far, if you got anything out of what we've been talking about, please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the video, right? And I believe I'm going to let SANETER get the last word on this part. Brother SANETER even came out to speak against this. And I'm going to let him get this last word on this part. And then we're going to hear our Artist of the Week and close out.
Yeah, peace and black power to everybody out there. We are live on the SANETER Studios. And we are live on the HOK. So we are splitting up the views. Split it up a little bit. Man, a bombshell hit. An explosion came down on us. And it hit tearing down Grla Hebrew. And the only one that tore down Grla Hebrew was his own Israelite brothers. It's a sad thing. That's a sad thing to see his brothers tear down Grla Hebrew. And that's what really do it. Is always our own people who we think got our back, people who's down with you, people who say they believe. That's why this is crazy. You see, it's crazy because you claim to be an Israelite. You suckers out there claim to be an Israelite. And you out there talking to this man's wife behind him, knowing that they got problems, knowing that they separated, knowing that they split up. So you know this woman will do anything to tarnish him, to tear him down. And you Negroes is out there worried about what he's doing in his bedroom with his wife. It's crazy.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I wouldn't do it. A lot of you out there wouldn't do it. But whatever goes down in that man's bedroom is that man's business.
Yes,
but
is.
For another Israelite brother, so not Israelite brother, Israelite nigga, I don't look at him as an Israelite. I have no respect for him. I have no respect for that woman. And I want to say some harsh words to her, but I don't want to get this messed up, this stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm already on strict stuff. But I know that feeling.
Yes.
I know that feeling, man. I've been through
crazy.
That. Not the same situation, but I'm talking about going through the pain, going through the feeling, going through your own brothers, you know, shitting on you, trying to tear you down. And I ain't just talking about on no YouTube stuff. I'm talking about way before that. Even on the 125th Street, man. 125th. Your own people.
Your own people.
Like I really gave my life for this. I sacrificed some of my children, my babies, for this right here. Just like Grla said, because I believed in what I was doing for the whole of the people. And then for some suckers to come out and just show text messages of him and his wife going back and forth because she's scorned.
Exactly.
She's a scorned woman.
A scorned woman. That's crazy.
Really?
That man
you really look at it, it makes them niggas look bad too. All of them, man. And
I got SANETER video I'm gonna have in the description for you guys as well. But yeah, this is deep right here. Like even SANETER is saying how bad this is. Even he's saying that this is a very, very bad situation. All right. So again, I ran out of time for tonight. But I'm going to go ahead and let you hear the artist of the week. And then I'm going to close out. So I'm about to play the artist of the week. This Queen Makedah. Queen Makedah. And I'm going to have all this in the description of the video. All right, everyone, welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will talk to each and every one of you later at another time. I just want to continue to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Almighty for all that He's done. And again, if you like the things that we talked about tonight, please subscribe. Please share the channel because it helps get this Torah knowledge spread so we can get it out so our community can build as a whole, because I truly believe this is the time. Like I say, I'm starting a movement. I need Yisrael. I am Yisrael, where all of us can come together as one. With that being said and done, I wish you all shalom. Shema Yisrael.